All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Jay, aka the Murder Whistle. As y'all can see, my co-pilot's here with me. But today, we're doing something a little unexpected for y'all. Me and Blank was talking. This was actually Blank's suggestion, and I thought it was pretty cool. So today, we are ranking the movies I watched for JLoween. As y'all know, that just put me through hell. In the month of October, y'all put me through a little ring of terror. I know, baby. They ain't shit. They know they ain't shit. They know. They did this. Them and that evil ass Blank. They did that shit to me. Surprisingly, I like some of these movies a whole lot more than I ever thought I would like them. Some of these movies can kiss my black ass. We're going to do a ranking. Now, I have to remind you, when I rank these movies, I'm not ranking them by quality of movie. I'm just ranking them off how I feel about them, how I like them, or whatever. And this ranking ain't by the rankings of what scared me the most. This is by what I like the most. This is my rank of how I like the movies. If I was to watch these movies again, I can't even say that because some of these movies I would never watch again. But this is the order of how I like the 13 movies I watched for JLoween. So I need you to do me a favor before we get into it. Hit that like and subscribe for me. Also, don't forget that bell notification. That way you'll be reminded when we drop new stuff. Also, down in the description is a link to our Patreon. You'll find all my full-length YouTube reactions. We got exclusive TV shows over there as well that I've done. You get access to a weekly voting where you can have a say-so on what I watch on Fridays. I'd like to give a shout-out to our VIPs. I'd like to give a shout-out to Leslie, Trey, John, Harold, Becca, June, their beautiful dog, Missy, Brandon, Big Al, Robin, Jonathan Patrick, Lost Opportunities, Simon X, Cody Stoudemire, Paul Sawicki, Frost 1997, Grady B. Olson, Donnie Boy, Adam, Anna Rondo, JB, Big Frank, Echo, Naran, TJ Gingler, Kevin Riley, Red Tail Z, Thomas E. Johnson Jr., Steve McCluso, Brandon. I want to thank y'all for being part of the VIPs. I want to thank the rest of the family for being here as well. I want to thank all y'all for being the best part of the channel. With that being said, I'll see you on the other side. Let's get it. All right, so at number 13, we got a movie that I feel is controversial. Y'all know what I'm saying. Because during the reaction, a lot of people said they didn't think I liked it because I didn't laugh a lot. But I actually love this movie. Number 13 is Shaun of the Dead. A lot of people in the live chat, in the comments, was like, I don't think he liked it or got it or understood it because he didn't laugh a lot. I'm not the type of person that laughs out loud a lot. I can find something hilarious, like super funny, and I will just simply say, that's funny. Like the times y'all see me bust out laughing on here, like that super hard laugh that y'all love, it's because something just happened that I wasn't expecting. But I thought Shaun of the Dead was hilarious. I thought it was very well done. I thought it was very clever. I liked the characters in it, except for old dude. Dude that looked like Harry Potter. Yeah, fuck that dude. He got on my nerves. I'm glad he got 8. I thought it was a very quick-witted comedy. Compared to the rest of the movies on this list, in my personal opinion, I think it's the weakest one. I know some people probably is out there spinning their head around right now. Like I said, I liked it. I enjoyed it. I did. I felt there's for a zombie movie. I feel like I watched two better zombie movies during JLoween. Because that one had Bill Murray in it. Shaun of the Dead didn't have that. And another reason why Shaun of the Dead is down here. I know it's a comedy, but it's still a zombie movie. And I just watched two movies where the zombies was Olympic track stars. Like the zombies ran 4.4 flats in a 40-yard dash. You know what I'm saying? So if you're going to see those zombies to it's kind of just like, I mean, I can know they get you in numbers, but still, it's just it didn't get the heart pumping like the rest of them did. All right, so number 12. Probably get attacked for this, but it's cool. Number 12 is Friday the 13th. Man, I like Friday the 13th. It got Kevin Bacon in it. Love Kevin Bacon. It'd have been a perfect whodunit movie for me. Like, it'd have been way higher because I love whodunits. It'd have been a perfect whodunit movie for me. With everything that happened, I never would have guessed it was Jason's mama because there's absolutely no hint, sign, or anything that she's a person in this movie until she shows up. It didn't get me, though, because I love the Scream movies. So therefore, Scream had already told me years ago that she was the killer. If you watch the reaction, I tell you what I thought would happen. Somebody even commented, this shows you shouldn't skip the intros because I told you in the beginning of the movie. I hope you're watching this. Somebody even commented that, haha, see, you gave yourself up. You said that you knew it was her. If you watch the intro, I told you. Scream told me that Mrs. Voorhees did it. I'm just there watching it because I've never seen a frame of it. I never got the actual experience the whodunit. The whodunit would have gotten me. I was just there to see pretty much how they got killed. Now, the jump scare at the end about made me do with myself because I didn't know that was a thing. Nobody told me. I'd never seen it before. Was not prepared for it. I'm talking about turtle tracks down my back. Was not prepared for it. That scared the shit out of me. I was not ready for that. That scared the shit out of me. I was not ready. Tell you, if y'all could have seen me, my legs were doing this shit. Not ready for it. But yeah, that's why Friday the 13th ain't higher. It took out the whodunit mystery part of it. I'm just pretty much watching her kill people. And I'm going to go ahead and say this. I know I'm probably wrong. Actually, I've been told I'm wrong. In my opinion, the way Mrs. Voorhees was killing people, Jason got a lot to live up to. He better be putting in work when I watch the next movies. You see how she killed Kevin Bacon? Number 11. Number 11 is what I like to call Herdy. I hope he put it up there like that. I hope when he spells it Herdy. I don't know why. I tried to say the name, try to say Hereditary one day and messed it up and said Herdy, and it just stuck. So now I just call it Herdy. This movie is a different kind of monster. Like, I've heard so many different things about this movie since I watched this movie. I don't know what to think about this movie, but I will say, one, it is very well directed. It is very well acted. It is very entertaining. Like, it is hard to look away, even though you do not want to see this shit. But it's very hard to look away because it has a way of drawing you in and sucking you in. What's her name? Toni Collette. I was told she did not win an award for this movie. They need to fix the Oscars. Like, some things is excusable. This is not one. She killed this part. Let me tell you, She's absolutely amazing in this movie. If you've never seen this movie, you need to watch this movie at least one time to see how amazing she is in this movie. I haven't seen her in anything else but Shaft, that old Samuel L. Jackson movie. Don't judge me, but that's the only other thing I've seen her in. I don't know what else she's been in, but let me tell you, if she's done better than this, and they still ain't gave her an Oscar, they need to shut the Oscars down because she was on her A game in this movie. But like even the boy who played the son in the movie, he killed his part. And I'm telling you, if you've never seen this movie, it's worth being disturbed long enough to watch this one time because she kills it. The little weird girl kills it. The little boy kills it. There's some things that happen in this movie that I just like old girl who told her that, yeah. Like there's a conversation in this movie that should never happen in real life with nobody, ever. One of y'all might have had this conversation with somebody before. If you have, run from that person. But she was like, yeah, I talked to my dead grandson. Oh, come on over. I'll show you. We're going to talk to him together. Run from that person. Hey, but the grandma, hey, prom candidate for the ain't shit list. Prom candidate. She set all that up. There's a scene in this movie that's so fucked up, it's amazing. And she's on the ceiling, banging her head like that. That scene is so fucking disturbing, but it's so beautifully done that it's just like I said, if you haven't watched it, you should definitely watch it once because her performance is amazing. I'm making it sound funny, but it's not funny. It's not funny at all. Nothing about it is humorous. Like it's so much wrong with this movie, but it's such a well done movie. But I'll never watch this shit again. This man has took the cover off the bed. He's to pull the sheet and everything. Look, do you, baby? Do you? Number 10 on the list is 28 Days Later. And I know some of y'all tell me this is not a zombie movie, but the people who made the movie said it's a zombie movie. And I just feel like we should argue with them about what the movie is. Like, cause y'all was in there like Crips and Bloods talking about whether these were zombies or not. The people who made the movie said it's zombies, so it's zombies. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really not a debate. Like when you look up this movie in categories, it's under zombie. Like it's not with Outbreak. It's over there with zombies. He has 3 covers technically. He got a comforter, a blanket, and another comforter. But anyway, this movie right here, this is a wild movie. I can't think of his name. He played Scarecrow in the Batman movies, Christopher Nolan Batman movies. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Murphy. My man woke up butt ass naked in the hospital, all alone. And the first thing he done was drink a Pepsi. Do you know how fucking bad that shit had to burn his throat? But my man went through this movie and met the realest Zulu warrior of all time. I'm telling y'all, if there's ever anything that happened like this in life, and I'm one of the survivors, I'm cut from hair cloth. Don't be around me and get scratched. Don't get bit, none of that stuff. Yeah. We chopping you down. Anybody can get it. Anybody. All right, he might not be able to get it, but anybody else can get it. This is a bonus feature movie because the monsters in this movie ain't the zombies. The monster in the movies is Destro from G.I. Joe that was in the movie. Old dude that was leader of the army, little army people. Them the real monsters. These motherfuckers is just horny. They horny and now they trying to rape women. What? How? You got a hand. If you tired of this hand, you got another hand. If this hand gets tired, sit on this one, try it. Get this one done. It's called a stranger. I'm happy all them died. I'm happy the zombies came and got them. Like I said, I think I said it in a reaction. I thought it. I said it to somebody. You know how 28 Days Later is a messed up movie? The happy moment in the movie was them grocery shopping. I guess I can't say shopping because they ain't pay for shit. Them borrowing groceries. This scared me a few times, and it was gross too. It had some gross shit in it. Motherfuckers shit come out their mouth and shit. That shit was, whoo, that's nasty. I ain't gonna talk about that. But so you know what I'm saying? So that's at number 10. Number 9 is the original Halloween. I'm gonna give y'all a couple seconds to go ahead and cuss at me. Because I feel like that might be one of the ones that like might have struck a nerve. Because I know a lot of people hold the original Halloween up to like this standard. And I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I think it's a good movie. I do. The problem is, I did see one of the new ones before I seen this one. It's one of the last 3 to come out. I think I seen the first one. And that Michael Myers compared to this Michael Myers, they're not the same guy. That old Michael Myers, he's a big guy, but this new Michael Myers, him a big, and him got that grown man script. I want no troubles with him. The other one, I feel like I could get him. I know he probably whooped my ass. It's okay, but let me say what I'm saying. Let me talk my shit. Like Halloween, I thought Halloween was well done. Honestly, the only problem I had with Halloween is the fact that you're gonna tell me that this man been locked up all this time and he hopped in the car and drove perfectly this whole movie. My man was professional stalking. There is people who was paid and trained how to track people in their car. They are not Michael Myers level of good. That, and I feel like Jamie Lee Curtis didn't handle the whole situation as good as she should. Not fighting Michael Myers off. I ain't talking about that. I'm just saying, if it's me and a 7'2" dude outside staring at me on 4 separate occasions before he decided to murder me and all my friends, I feel like on occasion number 2, I'm gonna tell somebody, hey, if you see this dude in some Dickies and a white mask, can you get him? Because he makes me nervous. I just feel like that's something we should have told somebody somewhere in the movie, especially when the little boy kept on saying, hey, the boogeyman's outside. What the boogeyman look like, little boy? Oh, word, he looked like the boogeyman that was looking at me earlier. Boop, 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 boop. I just feel like that should happen. I mean, he probably would have killed the cops, but I just feel like that should have been a pathway, like, to something. That should have been in the game plan somewhere. Instead of your whole friend getting killed and then all your other whole friends getting killed and Mike messing you up real bad. I just feel like there were steps that could be taken. Because I did like this movie. I have rewatched this movie a couple times since I watched it. I truly enjoyed it. I did for what it was. I did enjoy it. I understand why people were scared back in the day of this. And then my man didn't disappear at the end. Like, I can't wait to see part 2 of this. I'm really interested in Michael Myers' story because I know a lot of people love Michael Myers. I'm more interested in Michael Myers' story than Jason's story. Technically, Michael Myers, I know they call him the shape, but technically that's still a person. Jason's pretty much a zombie. That where they made so many of them, I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I'm dying to know. Like what happens with it. And number 8 is a movie I didn't even heard of. I never even heard of to the JLoween. It's American Werewolf in London. Like I had never even heard of this movie. Never. And it turned out to be, honestly, one of the better surprises that I've watched. This to me, this movie had everything in it that I liked. It had toxicness because the nurse was toxic. I don't care. He was toxic. I don't like toxic shit in real life, but I love watching it. It had great humor in it. Like it was really funny. It was still very serious. Like it still had that element of risk in it. It had a few jump scares in it that was really well done. The transformation scene was badass. I thought it was done really well. It was really cool actually seeing him transform because it looked like that was really happening to him. Like in the humor part of it, I like how they was having a conversation in the porn theater about how he should kill himself. This movie was fun. Like I I never would have thought what I watched would be what I was watching. You know what I'm saying? Like this whole movie took what I thought I was going to be looking at and spun it around his head. Made it really fun. It's very different from anything I've ever seen. It's very well done. I personally still feel like she had little werewolf puppies, little bird puppies. And then when my man busted out the end. Oh, first off, this is the first werewolf I've ever seen anywhere. Actually crawled around on all four. Every other wolfman I've seen ran on 2 feet. This is the first one I ever seen on all four. That was very different to me. Like when he came out the thing and he was down there instead of like walking up top, it tripped me out for a second. Hey, my man was butt naked and took some balloons from a little boy. Hey man, that's horrible. That's funny as hell, but that was horrible. But I did enjoy this movie. I enjoyed that movie a whole lot. All right, at number 7, we have A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3, Dream Warriors. Dream Warriors is hands down the Freddy I want that's in. I want this Freddy to be in the rest of the Freddy movies. But since y'all told me that was the best one and the rest of them are trash, I'm still gonna watch them. I just hope they ain't as bad as y'all say they are. But this is the Freddy I like. Like I like Freddy in Part 1. Freddy in Part 2, I didn't like how he looked. It's like they took some Vaseline and put some orange shit on him. I think he looked better in this one. He was funnier in this one. And he was more vicious in this one. I like the fact that Nancy came back. I love the fact that Freddy killed his final girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I thought Nancy was in all of them. Freddy lost, but he got her. So he won. I love how each character developed a superpower in their dreams. And the one girl who already had a magical power, who can now handpick her power, pick Phillips. I love that. I love the fact that the little boy that was in the wheelchair, got attacked by his wheelchair. And then Freddy told him he don't believe in magic or he don't play games or whatever the hell, and killed him. And then the one girl got a mohawk, and then she got OD'd by Freddy. Freddy hit that. He hit her with that. Ew, what? And she got a thanks for playing. It wasn't. How can I say it? I can't say it wasn't scary because it made me jump. I wasn't scared watching it, but it scared me. Like because of jump scares, it scared me because of that. I felt like everything came full circle with the Freddy story. Like honestly, if y'all told me this was the last Freddy, there was no more, I'd have been perfectly happy with this story. I feel like this is a perfect story for Freddy. Like, I think it was a perfect closing for Freddy. I love how it's grounded in the real world, but it's still like he's doing this in their dream. And if somebody can get in your dreams and actually attack you, and that's the beauty of Freddy. Like, because everybody's had a nightmare to where something has happened in their dream and they didn't have control of it. All they could do was, and it's a handful of people that have a nightmare and wake up like it was just a dream. But the majority of people, it really fucks with them. Have them out there for a couple of days. Now imagine you and somebody else had that same dream, but that same dream y'all had is now killing some of y'all friends. You would go to some of the extremes they went to stay awake. Like, so as unreal as this movie is, it's very real. This movie would have been higher if it wasn't for the heavyweights above it. On my personal favorite movies, this one probably be way higher than what it is. It'd probably be way higher than the rest of them. But for JLoween, I can't put it any higher because these movies, the next few movies is really, really, really well done, in my opinion. Like, I think this is a perfect Freddy movie, but these other movies I think are like perfect movies in a sense. Number 6. Number 6 is The Exorcist. All right, so The Exorcist I would never watch again, but I'm gonna say it for y'all who never seen my other record video. I said this about Saving Private Ryan, but for a different reason. But it's still on the I'll never watch it again list. The Exorcist would have been higher, but I could never watch this movie again. The Exorcist is, to me, is an absolute masterpiece. I haven't seen many movies that I could even consider as good as The Exorcist. I ain't gonna mess my bed up and then get under a regular blanket. There's not a whole lot of movies I've seen that is as good as The Exorcist. That's of any genre. The Exorcist is very well written. It's acted beautifully. Everything is perfect. I don't think you can ask for anything better from this movie. I know y'all watched the reaction to it. Y'all saw how I felt. This movie did not scare me. It had some moments that made me jump, but this movie did not scare me, honestly. Like, this movie was way more disturbing than it could ever be scary. Like, it's very disturbing. Like, it's disturbing enough to the point where I wanted to go take a shower and sit in the back of the shower with my clothes on and just cry. Because it just don't make you feel good. Like, I appreciate everything about this movie because for this movie to make you feel that way, it has to be very well done. For this movie to be as old as it is and still able to make people feel the way it feels, you cannot deny the greatness of this movie. But I will never watch this movie again. I watched the regular movie once. I watched my reaction to it once when we premiered it. I will never watch this movie again. That does not mean I don't appreciate it, because this is an absolute masterpiece. But I will never experience it again. When I first watched Heredity, I told y'all I call it Heredity. That's what I like calling it. I was like, this movie is disturbing. That movie is light work compared to this movie. That's not me disrespecting that movie at all. Like I said, the only reason why this movie is not in my top 5 because I'll never watch it again. The only reason. I was going to go into details about different things that was in this movie. And I know some of it will probably be real funny. I don't even want to take my mind there to think of them individually. Because this movie is that disturbing to me. I might be able to do it one day, but this is still fresh off of it. You gotta think, I'm only what, 2 movies past it? Yeah, I'm only 2 movies removed from it, so it's still fresh. I ain't going to that road right now. All right, so now we're at the top 5. Coming in number 5 is Lost Boys. Lost Boys, I think is amazing. I think Lost Boys is amazing for a few reasons. One, it gave me Shawn Michaels with a saxophone. 2, it's just like the 80s threw up in this movie. And I loved it. It got Kiefer Sutherland in it. I'm a huge fan of his now. I know that dude from 3 movies off the top of my head right now. Phone Booth, Lost Boys, and Stand By Me. He plays his piece of shit pretty good. He hasn't been a good guy at anything I've seen him in. It got the Corys in it. It got 2 pretty puppies. It had a bitch kiss a rat in it. Don't think I forgot. She kissed that rat to get in the movie. And the grandpa. Grandpa probably the best thing about the movie. I like this movie because it made me second guess myself a couple times. I make assumptions in movies because the movie is directing me to make an assumption. It's wanting me to feel a certain way. I'm following the movie. That's one of the things Blank said that he actually liked about me. That emotionally wise, that I do what the movie tell me to do. Like, I try not to guess like who did what in the movies, but this is a whodunit movie. You know what I'm saying? This is basically a whodunit. It tricked me so good, I was blaming an old girl for no reason. I just said it was her because I didn't know who else to blame. Because the answer that I thought I knew, they already showed me. Well, see, it can't be this person because of here. You know what I'm saying? When that's completely wrong, you're just over here like, what? It got me. It did what it was supposed to do. It fooled me to the end. And I like a whodunit that could do that. It's a well done movie. I think it's 80s at its finest. All right, at number 4, we have The Thing. I started to put this last. I really started to put this last because y'all made me turn on dogs with this movie. Y'all had me in here wishing death on dogs. I never in my life thought I would wish death on dogs. Y'all did that to me. That's why y'all on the list. Y'all on the list for that reason more than anything else. Y'all are on the list for that. The only reason why I didn't put this last because I had to be truthful with myself. This is an amazing movie. This is also another Who Did It. But this is a Who Did It. They won't give you an answer. I know a lot of y'all said one person was one thing, the other person was another. I even looked up what James Cameron said about it. John Carpenter, James Cameron direct. That's the Avatar dude, ain't it? But John Carpenter, I looked up what John Carpenter said. And he won't even answer the question. We don't know how many things it was. It could have been 2 or 3 of them there. We don't know. I have no clue. They both could be one. This is so well done that, and it just leaves you hanging, wanting more. Like, this is one of those movies when you leave the theater, when you're at work the next week, you're still talking about what's happening. How did it do this? When did this happen? Like, this is one of those movies that I don't care when you sit down and start talking about it. If you got 8 people got different ideas of what happened, when it happened, or whatever. You can talk about this shit all day long. And people don't do that with trash movies. This is one of those, everything's at stake. If we don't win, we all lose. They all died, so they all lost, but they won. They stopped it from spreading. They stopped it from going on to where it could take over the world. I mean, I've been back and forth on who's who did what, but that's the one of the beauties of this movie. No matter what you think, no matter how wrong you are, in reality of it, you're not wrong because we don't know, and that's fucking beautiful. It sucked at the time at the end of the movie because I wanted to know, but that's why the thing is number 4. Number 3 is Zombieland. Zombieland had too much going for it, in my opinion, for it not to be this high. It got Jesse Eisenberg in it, Woody Harrelson. I told y'all many times I love Woody. Emma Stone, Bill fucking Murray. It had Amber Heard in her natural element. It's just so many great things about this movie. Like the whole thing about the rules he had, how strict he was to the rules. I still would love to see all the rules. How many times they kept getting robbed by the same people? I mean, it's got Bill Murray in it. I mean, really, at the end of the day, that's all I gotta say. Zombieland's at number 3 because it got Bill Murray in it. And Bill Murray was hanging out with zombies because he was acting like he was dressed like one, and he got shot. But Zombieland is the grossest fucking movie I've ever seen in my fucking life. The grossest. Zombieland is the reason why I didn't throw up on the thing. You thank Zombieland for that. Because every 30 seconds in Zombieland is something gross. 28 days later, it's gross like that too. But Zombieland is the grossest of the gross. But it's so funny. Zombieland is gross enough to where I don't never want to watch it again. Zombieland is funny enough to where I'm dying to see the sequel. I cannot wait to watch the sequel of Zombieland because it was that funny to me. Even to Woody drawing number 3 on his vehicles. Zombieland's a fun movie. And this is my introduction to the Olympic zombies, the ones that's running after you. No matter how funny this movie is, you still feel like at any given time, something can get them. Especially at the end. Like when we got to the end, honestly, I didn't think Woody was gonna make it. I thought it was gonna be Emma Stone, a little girl, and Jesse Eisenberg. But Woody, bad man walking. He making up for that scream time he lost in No Country. Zombieland's a fun movie. Fucking gross, but it's a fun movie. I can't say I watched it again since because I can't stomach it that much. You know what I'm saying? It's too much. But I want to see the sequel. I had fun watching it. It's just that my stomach cannot handle it. But it's an amazing movie. All right, so number 2 is Pet Sematary. Now, Pet Sematary set me up worse than anything I've ever watched, in my opinion. Pet Sematary got me because I walked into Pet Sematary thinking this was light work. I'm like, there's no way in the world Pet Sematary could be. It's called Pet Sematary. How scary can this be? Let me tell you. Hey, it's so many disturbing, creepy, jumping things in this movie. Like, then you got a little demon baby at the end. Cutest little kid ever. You know what I'm saying? And he's fucking people up. You got shitty parents. People saying not watching their kid. He got in the road twice. Second time it was game over. damn zombie dude woke up on the table, head busted wide open, talking to people. Then you got the old girl in the room. And a lot of people say that's the scariest part about this movie. I mean, she made me jump once or twice, don't judge me. But I don't think she was that scary. Other things in this movie is scary. You know what one of the scariest things is in this movie? That old dude followed his neighbor to the Indian burial ground, put church in the ground. He put church in the ground. And didn't ask this man no questions till he got home. Like, this is some shit you're supposed to tell me before we even go. Like, I was mad and said he should have went the old man's ass, but at turn, he should have been asking questions. Because I'd have been like, nah, bro, why are we taking the cat up there? He's dead. Why are we going up there? The cemetery right here. I'd have asked 97 questions. Then I'd have called my mom. Like, hey, I'm talking to this dude about this right here. You got any questions that I ain't think of? Then let her ask her 97. But let me tell you, what we're not going to do is go to an Indian burial ground and then bury something so it can come back to me. Oh, no, we're not doing that. He buried his cat. It came back evil. He buried his son. It came back evil. And when you know what else he done? Well, let me go bury my wife. I waited too long for the other two. And then she walked in half-ass face. You know what I'm saying? This half face. I don't care how much I love you. You walk in the house with a half face, we're not dating no more. This is not going to work out. Me and you cannot make this work. Because I can't kiss half a face. And I know y'all probably like, that's horrible that I'm that shallow. She was dead. She come out the ground. Nobody wins in that situation. She's walking around with half a face, still walking around stabbing her people, and he's dead. Because she's not going to bury him and bring him back. She don't care because she's a zombie. She gives no fucks. I'm going to make a dumb character list. He's going on the list. I don't know how high he's sitting, but he's on the list. Mark my word. He's so dumb. But this movie is great. Scared the shit out of me. But I liked it though. This is one of those scary movies where it scared me. I was okay with. Like, I liked the scared feeling. Like, it was like, oh, okay, got me. It was a fun scared. This next one, the number one, that's not the same kind of scared I was. I was shook. You see me? I had to pause and shit to go piss. Number one is It. It is the scariest thing I have ever seen in my fucking life. It has no business being this scary. Like, who said that clowns is a fun thing for kids? Like, who come up with that? What concept? Who said that we should have clowns at children's parties? Because they should never do that no more. It is fucking terrifying. And there's everything about this movie is terrifying. The way he just pops up, the way he talks, Georgie's little terrifying ass. Nothing about this movie is just chill. Nothing. My man is in a weave eating little hands, waving at people. This shit's creepy. Like the projector saying, let me tell y'all, boy, hey, I'm just telling y'all, if I had Taco Bell that day, it'd have been a mess in here. I'm telling you. When he jumped out that wall, it said, hey, I thought I died. Like, real shit. Like, I thought I stroked out in this bitch. I'm telling you. Hey, go back and watch it. Look, my headphones fell off my head. I was taking off. I was running. I'm telling you, I have never been that scared of anything. It's probably the scariest thing I've done in life. Roller coasters, jumping off stuff. It's the scariest thing I've ever done. And then a part two, and they tell me part two is more the same, just longer. Man, I'm stressed out thinking about it. Like, we're talking about it. I've been here chilling this whole time, been fine. My stomach is now bubbling. like bubbling. And I think it's wonderful. I think it's I think it is fucking beautiful. Like everything I said about everything else. The only movie is not I think it's better than like visually. Like I don't think it's better directed than it's The Exorcist. But it to me, in my personal opinion, it is the shit when it comes to scary movies. Everything about it should be the gold standard of what you want your shit to be. Normally, I would say that about The Exorcist, but I said I would never see that again. I will watch it again because it scared me so bad, it made me a fan. I'm a fan of it. I watch it with the lights on. I don't care y'all laughing. I don't care. I watch it with the lights on. It's a good movie. Terrifying, but it's a good movie. It's not as scary when I don't have the headset on. And the kids in it, them are the best acting kids I've seen since Stand By Me. Them kids in it, they carried that movie. I've never seen Goonies, but I'm willing to put the kids in it next to them, but next to the kids in Goonies and Stand By Me. Like I said, I've never seen Goonies, but I'm telling you, those are some of the best children actors I've ever seen. But yeah, everything about it is amazing. Even at the end when they technically won, nothing in this movie makes you feel like this is going to be okay. And this all started because ain't shit parents didn't watch their son go outside with this little boat in the rain. I don't care what y'all say. You say the little boy, his little brother's supposed to be watching him, but he was sick. How old was his little brother? He's supposed to be home alone with your little brother at that age. It was an amazing movie, man. Like it's one of those movies that I went in like, I don't want to watch this shit. I mean, I was right. I didn't want to watch it. But by the time it ended, I was like, you know, I'm a fan. I really like this movie. Scared the shit out of me and it earned my respect. Funny how that works. Because I don't like scary movies like that. I think y'all broke me a little bit because I learned to appreciate them more. Like I'm a Scream fan. I don't even know how I become a Scream fan. I don't know how I ever watched the first Scream. It had to be a girl I was dating. Because I don't see a logical reason why I would watch Scream. But I'm a Scream fan. Because last month I had become a fan of some other movies. And then also there's some other movies I just never want to see again. But like there's not enough good things I can say about it, The Thing, or The Exorcist. Or even Lost Boys. I can honestly talk good about each one of these movies. Because I think all these movies is good. It's not like I disliked any of them. Some of them to me had way more to offer than the others. This was a harder list to put together than honestly the top 50 I done. This was a harder list to do than the ain't shit list. But I'm gonna get off here because this actually turned out to be longer than I expected. And it's late. And as you can see, I have a bed to make up because I'm not gonna point no fingers or nothing. But somebody demolished the bed. I hope y'all enjoyed watching this. I enjoy doing it for y'all. If y'all got any suggestions for lists or stuff y'all wanted me to do, just let me know. Like I said, I really hope y'all enjoyed this. This is just like a spur of the moment thing we done. This wasn't really planned out. But y'all be good. Y'all be safe. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. Night, night.